Master the art of acting confident even when you're not. Napoleon Hill. Have you ever found yourself standing in front of an audience, your heart pounding like a drum, your palms sweating, and your mind racing with thoughts of failure? Or maybe you've been in a meeting where everyone else seemed so sure of themselves while you sat there questioning if you even belonged. These are moments that many of us know all too well. The truth is, we often feel trapped by our emotions, overwhelmed by self-doubt, or paralyzed by fear. But here's the thing. Confidence isn't something you're born with. It's something you build, practice, and sometimes, yes, you fake until it becomes real. Let me ask you this. Why do some people seem unshakable no matter what life throws at them? Is it because they never experienced fear or doubt? Absolutely not. What sets them apart is their ability to master their inner world, their thoughts, emotions, and reaction 7 when everything around them feels chaotic. And today, I want to show you how you can do the same. This isn't just about appearing confident on the surface. It's about cultivating a mindset that allows you to rise above challenges, take control of your narrative, and create the life you truly desire. The first step toward mastering confidence begins with self-mastery. Think about it this way. Your mind is like a garden. If you don't tend to it regularly, weeds will grow unchecked. These weeds are negative thoughts, limiting beliefs, and destructive emotions. Left unmanaged, they'll choke out any chance of growth. So, the question becomes, how do you pull those weeds before they take over? The answer lies in awareness and discipline. Start by observing your thoughts without judgment. When you catch yourself spiraling into negativity, pause, take a deep breath, then consciously choose to redirect your focus to something constructive. This simple act of mindfulness is the foundation of emotional resilience. Now, let's talk about mental toughness. Imagine you're standing on the shore as a storm rolls in. The waves crash violently against the rocks, the wind howls fiercely, and rain lashes down in sheets. Do you run away, or do you stand firm, knowing that storms eventually pass? Life is no different. Challenges will come, but they don't define you, your response does. Mental toughness isn't about ignoring pain or pretending everything is fine. It's about acknowledging the difficulty, then deciding to move forward anyway. Every time you face adversity head-on, you strengthen your mental muscles. Over time, these small victories compound, making you more resilient than you ever thought possible. Another powerful principle is selective indifference. Let me explain. In today's hyper-connected world, we're bombarded with information, opinions, and expectations from every direction. Social media tells us who we should be, family pressures dictate what we should achieve, and society imposes standards we feel compelled to meet. But here's the truth. Not everything deserves your attention. Some battles aren't worth fighting, and some voices shouldn't be heard. Learning to filter out the noise and focus only on what truly matters is one of the most liberating skills you can develop. Ask yourself, does this align with my values? Does it serve my goals? If the answer is no, let it go. Your energy is precious. Spend it wisely. One of the most underrated tools for building confidence is silence. We live in a culture that glorifies constant activity and noise. People feel pressured to always have something to say, to fill every moment with words or actions. But there's immense power in restraint. Silence gives you space to think, to listen, and to observe. It allows you to respond rather than react. Next time you're faced with a challenging situation, resist the urge to speak immediately. Instead, take a moment to breathe, gather your thoughts, and consider your options. This deliberate pause not only projects confidence, but also enables you to make better decisions. To help illustrate this point, picture a river flowing steadily through a valley. No matter how rough the terrain or how strong the winds, the river keeps moving forward, carving its path with patience and persistence. That's the kind of energy you want to embody. Confidence isn't about being loud or aggressive. It's about having a quiet assurance that comes from within. It's about trusting yourself to navigate whatever comes your way, even if you don't have all the answers right now. So, how do you put these principles into practice? Start small. Choose one area of your life where you'd like to feel more confident, whether it's public speaking, networking, or pursuing a passion project, and commit to taking consistent action. Remember, confidence is built through repetition. Each time you step outside your comfort zone, you prove to yourself that you're capable of handling uncertainty. Celebrate those wins, no matter how minor they may seem. They add up over time. But here's the deeper truth. True strength doesn't come from external validation or achievements. It comes from within. It's the unwavering belief that you are enough, exactly as you are. You don't need anyone else's approval to shine. All you need is the courage to embrace who you are and the determination to keep growing. Step 1. The morning ritual for mental clarity. Your day begins with your mindset. If you wake up already feeling scattered or overwhelmed, it sets the tone for everything that follows. To combat this, establish a morning ritual that centers you and primes your mind for success. Start with something simple, 5 minutes of deep breathing or meditation. Focus on your breath, letting go of any tension or distractions. This isn't about achieving perfection, it's about creating space for clarity. Afterward, write down 3 things you're grateful for and 1 intention for the day. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's lacking to what's abundant, while setting an intention gives you direction. Over time, this practice will train your brain to approach challenges with calmness and purpose. Step 2, reframe failure as feedback. One of the biggest barriers to confidence is the fear of failure. We catastrophize mistakes, seeing them as reflections of our worth rather than opportunities for growth. But here's a new perspective. Failure is simply feedback. Every misstep contains valuable lessons if you're willing to look for them. Next time something doesn't go as planned, ask yourself, what did I learn? How can I improve next time? By reframing failure this way, you strip it of its power to intimidate you. Instead of avoiding risks, you'll begin to see them as stepping stones toward mastery. Step 3, practice the pause technique. We've talked about the power of silence, but let's break it down into a specific technique you can use daily. Whenever you encounter a stressful situation, whether it's a tough conversation at work or a personal conflict, practice the pause. Before responding, take 3 slow, deliberate breaths. This brief moment of stillness allows your rational mind to catch up with your emotions, preventing impulsive reactions. Not only does this demonstrate emotional control, but it also gives you time to craft a thoughtful response. Over time, this habit will make you appear and feel more composed under pressure. Step 4, visualize success and struggle. Visualization is a powerful tool used by athletes, entrepreneurs, and performers alike. Close your eyes and imagine yourself succeeding in a specific scenario. Picture every detail, the sights, sounds, and feelings associated with achieving your goal. But don't stop there. Also visualize encountering obstacles along the way and overcoming them with grace and determination. Why include struggle in your visualization? Because preparation breeds confidence. When you mentally rehearse both success and adversity, you condition your mind to handle whatever comes your way. This dual approach ensures you're not blindsided by challenges, you're ready for them. Step 5, adopt a selective indifference journal. To cultivate selective indifference, try keeping a journal where you document situations that trigger unnecessary stress or anxiety. For example, maybe you notice yourself obsessing over a coworker's opinion or stressing about social media likes. Write it down, then ask yourself, does this truly matter in the grand scheme of my life? Will it impact my happiness or goal 6 months from now? More often than not, the answer will be no. By consciously identifying and releasing these trivial concerns, you free up mental bandwidth for what truly matters. Review your journal weekly to reinforce this habit. Step 6. Act as if you're already confident. This principle draws directly from Napoleon Hill's teachings. Act as if you already possess the qualities you aspire to have. Want to be more confident? Start behaving like someone who exudes confidence. Stand tall, make eye contact, speak clearly, and smile genuinely. At first, it might feel awkward or forced, but that's okay. Your body language influences your mindset. Studies show that adopting confident postures can actually reduce cortisol levels, the stress hormone, and increase testosterone associated with assertiveness. In other words, faking it really does lead to making it. Step 7. Surround yourself with positivity. Who you surround yourself with has a profound impact on your confidence. Are the people in your life lifting you up or dragging you down? Seek out mentors, friends, and communities that inspire and challenge you to grow. Limit exposure to toxic relationships or environments that drain your energy. Remember, confidence is contagious. When you immerse yourself in positivity, it becomes easier to embody it yourself. Now, let me share a story to bring these ideas to life. Imagine a young woman named Maya. She dreams of becoming a public speaker, but struggles with crippling stage fright. Every time she stands in front of an audience, her voice shakes, her palms sweat, and she stumbles over her words. One day, she decides to apply the principles we've discussed. She starts her mornings with gratitude and visualization, imagining herself delivering speeches with poise and receiving applause. During rehearsals, she practices the pause, taking deep breaths before speaking. She keeps a journal to track triggers like self-doubt or fear of judgment, learning to let them go. Slowly but surely, Maya begins to transform. Her confidence grows not because she eliminated fear, but because she learned to manage it. Eventually, she delivers a TEDx talk that inspires thousands. Maya's journey proves that confidence isn't innate. It's cultivated through consistent effort. Step 8. Develop a confidence trigger. Think about something that instantly boosts your mood or makes you feel unstoppable. Maybe it's a favorite song, a motivational quote, or even a specific memory of triumph. This is what I call a confidence trigger. It's a tool you can use to anchor yourself in moments of doubt. For example, before walking into an important meeting or stepping onto a stage, play that song or repeat that mantra. Over time, your brain will associate this trigger with feelings of empowerment, giving you an instant boost whenever you need it. The key is consistency. Use your trigger regularly in low-stakes situations so it becomes ingrained as a reliable source of strength. Step 9. Embrace the power of micro wins. Big goals are essential, but they can sometimes feel overwhelming. To maintain momentum, focus on micro win small, achievable actions that build toward larger success. For instance, if public speaking terrifies you, start by sharing your thoughts in smaller group settings. Gradually increase the size of your audience as you grow more comfortable. Each tiny victory reinforces your belief in your abilities and reduces fear over time. Keep a record of these wins, no matter how minor they seem. On tough days, reviewing this list will remind you of how far you've come and reignite your motivation. Step 10. Practice radical self-compassion. Here's a truth many people overlook. Confidence doesn't mean being perfect. In fact, perfectionism often undermines confidence because it sets unrealistic expectations. Instead, practice radical self-compassion. Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding you'd offer a close friend who's struggling. When you make a mistake, instead of berating yourself, ask, "What can I learn from this? How can I improve next time?" Self-compassion creates psychological safety, allowing you to take risks without fearing harsh judgment. It's not about lowering standards, it's about fostering a healthy relationship with yourself. Step 11. Shift from comparison to collaboration. Social comparison is one of the biggest confidence killers. Scrolling through social media, it's easy to fall into the trap of measuring your progress against others. But here's the reality. Everyone is on their own unique journey. Rather than comparing yourself to others, shift your mindset to collaboration. Look for ways to support and uplift those around you. Celebrate their successes as if they're your own. Not only does this create a positive environment, but it also reinforces the idea that there's enough success to go around. When you stop viewing others as competition, you free yourself to focus on your own path. Step 12. Harness the power of routine. Consistency is the secret sauce of confidence. While occasional bursts of effort might yield short-term results, lasting change requires discipline. Establish daily routines that align with your goals. For example, if you want to become more articulate in conversations, dedicate 10 minutes each day to reading or practicing speech exercises. If you aim to project calmness under pressure, incorporate mindfulness practices into your schedule. Routines provide structure and eliminate decision fatigue, making it easier to stay focused and productive. Over time, these small habits compound, creating profound transformations. To illustrate the importance of routine, consider the story of Alex, a young entrepreneur who struggled with self-doubt. He constantly compared himself to industry leaders and felt like he wasn't good enough. One day, he decided to commit to a simple morning routine, journaling for 5 minutes, reading for 20 minutes, and visualizing his ideal day. At first, the changes were subtle. He noticed he felt slightly more centered during meetings. But after several months, something remarkable happened. His consistent efforts began to pay off. He landed a major client, delivered a flawless presentation, and received glowing feedback from colleagues. What changed? It wasn't luck, it was the cumulative effect of showing up every day, even when progress seemed invisible. Now, let's talk about a concept that's often misunderstood: vulnerability. Many people equate confidence with invulnerability, believing that admitting weakness makes them appear insecure. But true confidence lies in embracing